Well, the last couple of days we've watched you on TV during the Senate confirmation hearings for Amy Coney Barrett. And so, you know, we're going to have a little flashback to something that was said yesterday. It's your colleague across the aisle, Cruz, the Democrat from Delaware. And essentially, he was asking her, would she be an Antonin Scalia clone when it came to deciding issues? And here's the back and forth. Watch this.
If Justice Scalia had had his way, we'd be in a very different country with regards to gender discrimination in one of Justice Ginsburg's most celebrated decisions in 1996, in the case involving Virginia Military Institute. I'm just getting at how closely you would ally yourself with Justice Scalia's jurisprudence.
I do share Justice Scalia's approach to text, originalism and textualism. But in the litany of cases that you've just identified, I hope that you aren't suggesting that I don't have my own mind, or that I couldn't think independently, or that I would just decide, like, oh, let me see what Justice Scalia has said about this in the past, because I assure you I have my own mind.
Senator, what was Senator Cruz trying to do, and what did she do?
Well, look, they tried to throw some rocks at Judge Barrett. I will say the big news out of yesterday is that the Democrats surrendered. They've given up. By midday, they were all gone. The hearing room was empty. There were 2 Democrats in the entire hearing room. And I think they recognize that on the merits, her credentials are impeccable. They don't have any questions that are moving the ball. She's going to be confirmed. And, you know, it's interesting, that exchange where Chris Coons, he talks generally about equal rights, but he doesn't get into any specifics. Yesterday, when I was questioning Judge Barrett, I walked through all of the cases at the court that are hanging in the balance 5-4, going through free speech, our rights to criticize our politicians, to talk about public issues, hanging in the balance 5-4, religious liberty, our rights to worship according to our faith, according to our conscience, 5-4. The Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms, the radicals the left wants to put on the court, they have 4 votes for essentially erasing the Second Amendment from the Bill of Rights. And I'll tell you, it is very revealing that not a single one of the Democrats wants to debate the merits or substance of that. They know that their radical agenda for the court is really unpopular. And so instead, they want to talk about different topics. They don't want to talk about packing the court, which I also believe is part of their agenda if they win, increasing the number of justices from 9 to 11 or 13 to try to immediately politicize the court. That's a wildly unpopular idea, but I think it's where Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are right now.
Yeah, well, the polls show that Biden is ahead. If they do win, if Biden and Harris win in 19 days, then what happens with court packing after that? That's the next fight. You're warning America about that.
That is exactly right. You know, it was interesting this week. We saw the Democrats trying to redefine what court packing means. And it was a very concerted effort. Their talking points, they've got a lot of message discipline. What they're trying to say is, well, you know, Republicans have been packing the court for 4 years. No, that's not actually what court packing means. Court packing does not mean nominating a justice to fill a vacancy. That's the ordinary course. That's what all presidents do. That's what happens. Court packing is very different. It is expanding the number of justices. FDR tried it in 1937 at the height of his power. He wanted to increase the Supreme Court from 9 justices to 15. His own party, the Democratic Party, said no and resisted him because they said it would destroy the independence of the court. It would politicize the court. The FDR was wrong then. The Democrats were right then. You know, Joe Biden in 1983 said court packing was a boneheaded idea. And now that boneheaded idea, I think, is their agenda number 1 if they win on Election Day.
And they won't tell you, which shows that they know it's unpopular, but they're going to do it. Senator Schumer says everything's on the table, so don't let him deny that it's not. And number 3 is Bernie Sanders might have lost the nomination, but he is going to have the purse strings. He's going to be ahead of the Budget Committee if you guys lose majority in the Senate. He's going to have more power in many cases than the President of the United States. People should understand holistically what's at stake this election. Senator, thanks so much. Congratulations on the book.